This tiny dog sacrificed his life to save children. The small New Zealand town of Manea was in shock after what happened on an ordinary day in 2007. Two large dogs, a bull terrier and a Labrador, were running loose and looking for a fight. They soon found one when they spotted a group of 5 children walking home from school. The dogs began to chase the kids, barking furiously. The terrified children ran for their lives, but the dogs were fast, and soon they would be close enough to pounce. Just when all hope seemed to be lost, a small Jack Russell Terrier named George came to the rescue. Despite being only 14 inches tall and 15 pounds, George bravely stood in front of the children, barking and trying to scare the 2 bigger dogs away. He knew he couldn't outrun them, so he decided to stand his ground. George was a local dog. Everyone in the neighborhood knew him and loved him. He was known for his happy-go-lucky personality and his love for belly rubs, but nobody had ever seen him so scared. The children were frozen in fear, not knowing what would happen next. Would George be able to hold off the 2 bigger dogs? The answer, sadly, was no. As the dogs began to close in on George, he let out a final bark and charged at the lead dog, distracting it long enough for the children to get away. The other dog joined the fray, and together they pulled George down, biting and growling until he lost consciousness. When the children turned around to see if George was okay, they saw the 2 dogs dragging him away. They screamed for help, but their cries were drowned out by the sound of the dogs barking and the wind blowing through the trees. It seemed like everything was lost, but then something amazing happened. The 2 dogs dropped George off at the nearby vet clinic and then ran away. A vet and his wife were inside the clinic, and they rushed George into surgery. Unfortunately, he had suffered a punctured lung and massive blood loss, and there was nothing they could do. George was dead. The news of George's death hit the community hard. Everyone was heartbroken for the family, but especially for the children. They had lost their hero. To honor George's sacrifice, a local artist made a statue of him that was placed in the town park. Every year on the anniversary of George's death, people come to the statue to lay flowers and remember the brave little dog who saved their children. This story is a reminder that no matter how small or weak we may feel, we can still be heroes. George was just a tiny dog, but he had a big heart and an even bigger love for his human family. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to protect them, and in doing so, he became a true hero.